Hi guys, today we're going to create a new game mode for my server. So let's create a class for the game mode. The name of the game will be InkWars. So let's create the class. And I will now explain what the game is about a little bit. In the game, the goal will be to drop ink on the map to paint the largest amount of blocks of its own color. It can be done by overwriting the color of enemy colored blocks or by painting new neutral blocks. And the amount of blocks painted will be displayed on the experience bar of the player and will determine the player level advancing. Players will be able to choose a weapon on their base and also change it every time they get back to the base or on some service stations or some kind of thing. We'll see how we do it later. There will be two main weapons and others that are more situational that will be used to add variety to the game. Well, in fact, I have a crazy idea for a kinda troll weapon. Anyway, we'll see it later. The two main weapons will be the roller, which will be like if the player wore a painting roller on its feet, and the machine gun that will allow the player to throw ink-filled balls to paint the walls and do it from a distance, so it will be a ranged weapon. We are compiling this plugin against Spigot. You can see here again Spigot 1.8.3, so it will work with every server that uses Spigot. I think it could work with Bukkit as well, but I'm not sure. In fact, it doesn't matter because Bukkit is pretty much dead now. I have a plugin there, and someday I will have to port it to Spigot if I want to keep it alive. Finally, I have to say that we won't have to build it from scratch, as I already have lots of classes here, all this bunch of files that exist on the server, and for example, this one adds functionality that every existing game extends this class. So all this functionality, let's touch the outline here on the site. All these functions are into every game we program here, and for example, also this extends this other class that it controls the instances of the walls, for example, and so on. We also, for the team, this is part of the API that we will be using a lot, the team API. So here we can see all the functions that the team API provides to us to, well, in fact I have written this API, but it will now provide the functionality to integrate quickly the team and the player bases. So the programming will be lots of times easier than it would have been if we had to build it from zero, from nothing. And this will allow me to code the whole game here on this file with some utility methods here on this class, but for now let's focus on this one. Before starting, I have to say that there are some names of methods and classes that are written in Catalan because that's the way I wrote the API some time ago, and it has stayed that way. So as we have seen, we have lots of classes here that provides lots of background functionality, so it will be lots of times easier than if we had to create it from zero, but still I think that it won't be easy. You will also notice that there are some methods and class names that are written in Catalan. This is because the API, the game API, is shared across the server, and there will be some names, especially those that are team related on our case, that will be in Catalan, but I will code this game in English entirely, including strings and message, so you can join the server and you will be able to understand everything from this game, of course. Let's start by doing some things that are needed in every game. For example, I have said that this will be a team game, so we have to link this class, make it extend the team game main class. So extend team game. This is the class for teams. So let's add all the unimplemented methods. We'll add now some functions that are needed in every game. For example, the get map name function. We'll put it here on the top, and let's make it return a string that is the name of the map. So let's create the function for the desired teams. This is already done on the parent class of the class we are working now on. So let's create an array list and return it to the color. So array list teams equals to new array list of team, and let's add some teams here. Team dot add new team. So let's put here a color for the team, for example the first orange color, for example orange color, and let's place a color for displaying the name of the color. Let's add to orange. Okay, it's done now. This would be the ID 0 team, and select this line and copy it down here. Then we can return the list of team. So the second team will make it to be light blue, for example, and blue team. Okay, so for now let's create more functions that are required on every game. I think we need to set the player resetting, reset player on respawn, so let's set it to false. Okay, and the custom game roles, like an implicit keep inventory true, because here we are implicitly setting this to true with this function, just to make it clear. Okay, so let's also remove the base skill unlockers. So get base skill unlockers, let's make it return 0, so there won't be any skill unlockers. Let's remove this. Okay, now we want to create the starting item list. So okay, so we want to create a new array list of items tag items. So we create the array list like that, and we return the list of items. Okay, so let's add let's get the team. So for the player, let's get the team for the player. It gets the starting items in a loop and goes cycling through each player until it finishes, and it does this process for every player. Okay, so let's add the whole armor items dot add utils dot create colored team armor, material got the leather chestplate that can be colored, and for the team that we have created. Okay, here we got an error. Okay, get a new team armor. Okay, so let's do it for every part of the armor. We just have to change here leather chestplate, leather helmet, and also leather boots and leather leggings. Okay, we now will give the player a colored armor for its team. Okay, so let's move on and let's get another necessary function, custom this one. Okay, give to false, and okay, now let's create the class for the weapons. So there we will create first of all an abstract class, InkWeapon, that extends player event pass, that is for getting events passed to this inner class. Okay, so generate the constructor here, and for now let's leave it empty, and let's create some fields here. First of all, we will create a private boolean valid weapon equals to true. In the first place it will be valid, the weapon, and an enabled weapon. Boolean enabled equals to true, because it will be also enabled from enabled. Okay, we will also make a weapon level, but include this on the player info class, that we will make it later. And let's generate the getters and setters for this. Eclipse will do it for us, so just tick those, and okay, everything is okay. It has generated the getters and setters for this private field. Well, we will add a reload system to the class, so we have a storage for the reload ticks, private int reload ticks and equals to 0. In the first place it will be equal to 0. We will also create a function that gets the weapon level, because there will be levels for the weapons. Public get weapon level. Okay, return 1 and to do a link with player info, that is to keep this marker here, this one here, and we will remember to do so. Public we forgot it. Okay, this one goes out, and we want to create some different types of weapons. So the first type of weapon will be a ranged weapon that will be used for the machine gun, and we will modify this because we don't want to set valid weapon to true, for example, because won't be able to do so. Destroy, just destroy the weapon and set valid weapon equals to false, and once the valid is set to false, it will be destroyed, because we will create a function that is valid and will return valid weapon instead. Okay, we will also add a tick function here, because this function will be called every server tick to keep track of the weapon and do the things that we need it to do. And we are going to create the world reload system, and for that we will need a reload tick, void reload tick. Let's make it public, the both tick and reload tick. And here let's call this function from the tick, and we will make more things here. And let's add a new function that gets the needed reload ticks for this weapon. So public void needed ticks. In fact, it is under void. It is an integer value. Return 50 for example, default. Okay, so we need also a function called reload tick increment. Reload tick increment, because it wouldn't be the same if we are on top of a block that is owned by that is owned for our team, that if we are somewhere else. Okay, so for now we will leave to 1, so return 1 everywhere, but to-do list to do, so we can, and this is a get it embedded on the player location. Okay, and so we go for the functionality here. Here, okay, let's make some space. First of all, we want to give the tool, get the tool, because the weapons will have maybe some projectiles to throw and some tools to interact with the map. So in the first place we will go for the tools. Public void give tool start tool material equals to, we will need to create a new function called get tool material. So public abstract items tag get tool material. So get tool, we will define this function, the classes that extend it. So, oh, I forgot here to add a max low, because it won't be unlimited. So public void int get max load for default return 64 for default only. Okay, here let's continue with if it's null to material equals to null, then return. Okay, and if the inventory is full following our get max load method, also return and cancel the give tool function. Let's give the tool to the player. Give item stack, get tool material, and get player. Okay. In fact, here we can use the already prepared tool material. Okay. Apply some effects to player dot play sound, because it's always better to send some sounds to the player to make a better feel to the game. Get player a location and sound chest open and when float and when float. Okay, it doesn't go when float. And now let's copy it here down and let's change the effect. For example, to just an extent. Okay, as I have it on my level. The function that I forgot here to create the reload tick. The reload tick function will be. Let's create the reload tick. Public void reload tick. So in this function we will go reloading the play and pass it on all these stats here. Oh, I have created this here. I will let this one here down. Get load material. Oh, I don't have the load material. I have a tool material, but not a load material. Okay, let load material. Okay, if get load material equals to null, then return. It would mean basically no projectiles. The weapon doesn't have projectiles. And if get player's inventory, get inventory. In fact, that contains, it is a method implemented here, contains get load material dot get type and the amount here we can see get max load max items, so we can make, for example, limit the projectiles of weapon to a certain number. That's what we are making here. And let's reload the actual player. If reload ticks is greater or equal than needed needed reload ticks. We needed reload ticks. Then we want to create a new item stack to give it to the player. Item stack, load material is equals to get load material. Okay, if load material equals no, then return, because it would give us an exception. So let's give this item to the player. Reduce that give item start non-material to the player. Okay, let's also update get player that update inventory to prevent some glitches that occur when you give an item to a player and you don't update his inventory. And also let's play some sort of sound like we have done here. So let's copy it, in fact, and let's change the sound to item pickup, and let's lower the volume to 0.3 or 0.4 maybe, and let's set the reload ticks, in this case reload ticks to 0. Okay, so if the reload ticks are greater than the needed, then reload the player and set those to 0. If not, then just increment the reload tick. So reload, we could do ticks plus plus, but we can't, because have to remember that when the player is on top of a painted block, he will charge up faster. So the needed reload ticks, the reload tick increment won't be always the same. So we have to increment it by the amount returned by this function. So let's place it here. Okay, so for now we have the reloading function done, and let's move on to the next part. Okay, let's go to the painting methods. Let's place here a separator, painting methods. Okay, here we will define the functions for painting the blocks. First of all, we will make a function to get if a block is paintable. So public boolean is paintable block B, and let's get if a block is paintable. The blocks that are paintable would be the blocks that can hold color data in Minecraft, and those are the wool, the stained clay, and the stained glass. So since the map is done that way, we will check if the return type, for example, return get b.get type equals to wool equals wool. Okay, and let's extract it from here. Let's get this out here, and if t equals to stained clay, or t equals stained glass, or t equals stained glass pane. Okay, and it is different from black. The color isn't black because the black ones are used to avoid players from painting those. So that's the way the maps are done. So get data is different from dye color. That's the color enum dot black dot get wool data. Okay, if the type is any of these and the color isn't black, it will return true. It will be paintable. So let's create the function that actually paints the block. Okay, public void paint block. So block B double ink amount, and okay, if is paintable the block and is enabled, the weapon is enabled. That's actually we would need to first define the specific thing